G'day guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we have a recap of the Nations Cup race that was run a couple of days ago at the Redbull ring. As you can see, we've got pole position in this one, and what are we racing in? We're in a Toyota TS050, which most of the good races are in. Yeah, nice car to run, nice and fast. But it's very rare that I ever get a pole position in this sort of race, this sort of event. Admittedly, I'll actually lose the lead here as I just run it a bit wide. And there we go, we're back to second. But yeah, admittedly this is a C-class race. Monza and that turn 1 and 2 have just absolutely destroyed my driver rating rather. So yeah, I've dropped back to a C-class, which yeah, we're trying to improve again. But yeah, that turn 1 and 2 of Monza is absolutely hell, and if you don't get through it right and unscathed, you just fall so far behind, and then you're battling with the pack, which is never ideal. So this guy in front, I don't know what to call him. There's a name full of numbers, so we'll call him Jeff. No, we'll call him Barry. But he's got a 1.5 second lead. He's shot out really quick. Old Bazza. And yeah, race on. I've got my work cut out for me. There's the exit of turn 1. Sorry, no, that was turn 2. Yeah, it was absolutely shocking. It's been a little bit scrappy on my behalf so far. I haven't quite settled into this race. And Barry up ahead is flying. If you look up to the delta, he's opened up a 2.2 second lead, so he's jumped out the gun real quick. And yeah, we have a lot of work to do now. Yeah, we're a little bit slower than Barry up front. We did a 1:19 and he put in a 1:18, I believe. I'm pretty sure we're running on the softs, obviously. I'm pretty sure Barry would be running the same with his sort of pace. Although you could do this on a medium, but yeah. Presumably if you start at the front of the grid, you really want to just leave the pack behind, so beginning on softs is probably the only option that you have, as I just slide through that turn. Yeah, it's a great strategy, just leave the pack on soft tyres and then try to open up that gap. So when you do run into the harder compounds, it's not such an issue. As we're just beginning to pull Barry back a little. He'd be feeling quite confident, I think. I couldn't quite get the battery boost up on this Toyota. I think I was running a rear brake bias, possibly just one, which I later found out if you crank that rear brake bias up, it'll really turn your battery boost right up as we start sniffing around the back end of Barry there. But yeah, that battery boost really does come in handy. I just couldn't quite get it over even quarter mark. There we go, we're up around the halfway mark there, which is quite good. But yeah, I'm coming off a Nations Cup victory at Spa, which was quite nice. That's the video previous, you'll be able to find that on the channel. That was really just a runaway victory. As Barry runs a wide coming into the last corner, and I'd go really aggressive on that apex there. Be really lucky if I don't pick up a penalty there for cutting the track, which looks like I've gotten away with. I've also just set the fastest lap, and again Barry is wide, and we are going to take first place. So our fastest lap that we just set was a 1 minute 18.6, which is nice. As Barry takes a lunge, watch this, he hits us from behind. And as a result, he's just lost control there. You can see him in the rear view mirror, he's gone, but guess what I'm watching? My rear view mirror, and kaboom, I'm in the barrier. So not good. We momentarily had first place. We give it up, mainly just due to my own stupidity. I was just wondering what Barry was up to, and as a result he is back in the lead. So yeah, we could have had our lead back on lap 5, but not to be. We have work to do. Let's chase him again. As he's opened up again an almost 3-second lead on us now, so well. But to third place we have an 11, almost 12-second gap, so if we can race hard enough, it should definitely be a podium finish. I mean, it's only lap 6, I probably shouldn't be thinking about that yet, but I think there are 2 very good racers, myself and Barry, in this race, and the rest are playing catch up. I guess that's safe to say. We just start reeling Barry back in. We've got him under 2 seconds now as we take this corner nicely. Tyre wear is not too bad, it's manageable. Running a little bit of traction control, which might help, but seems to be wearing evenly. Possibly that rear left is getting a bit of a hammering with these softs on. And we're wide as Barry goes into the pits, and we're almost wide again, and we cop a penalty for that as well, half a second. So not good, but let's see. This makes it interesting now as Barry, if we can put in a really fast lap here, you know, we could come out looking good, but you know, we've got that half-second penalty, which is not going to help us at all. Come into the second hairpin, and away we go. Serve our penalty. Just see Barry on the rear view. And right now I'm thinking that we're definitely going to have to pit, because that delta between us and Barry is actually getting smaller and smaller. It started off at about 6 seconds, and right now he's got it back to about 4 seconds. So we're going to have to get off these tyres quick smart, get onto our mediums as we dive for the pits. Rather sloppily, not good at all, as we put the Toyota boys to work. That's a beautiful piece of machinery, isn't it? No fuel for us. There's Barry, there he is. So we haven't really put anything, if anything, he has gained time on us. Not good at all. He's out to almost a 5-second lead. So that has grown just from us staying out that extra lap on the softs. Our deficit has grown, which is not good. But after 8 laps of chasing, you got to start thinking, you know, is this race meant to be a victory? We're almost halfway through, so still time. Particularly if Barry starts making mistakes, which can happen in the second half of races, I guess. We need to be fast. We can't really drop any sort of lap times at all. We need to stay at soft pace, really, even though we're on mediums, but still. Looks like Barry might just have a penalty. I saw a little red flag waving above him. Yes, he has. So there is no doubt it's a track limit penalty. So he might be getting a bit weary in the cockpit there. As we've got it under 4 seconds now. That lead is just under 4 seconds. I'm starting to feel right now behind the wheel that I'm confident that I'm faster than this guy. As we continue to chop into this lead. We'll soon be under 3 seconds. Yeah, so our lap times are still around the 1:19, which was around the time that we were doing on the softs. We're doing 1:18 on the softs, so we're about a second slower, which is fine. Really hammering the car through that exit. I think this section here is, because we're running the rear brakes, a little bit wide there, but I think this is the section that we catch. Yeah, just trail braking into these corners and trying really hard to take it slightly wide just so that we can get on the gas earlier. Because yeah, we haven't taken too much off him, judging by that delta. We're just starting to come up to some, oh, that's bad. Just starting to come up to some traffic now as we lap the field already. So it's only lap 11 as he politely gets out of the way. That was great sportsmanship. Barry ahead has another penalty. So he's a little bit loose. I presume he's picking it up on the last corner. It's really, oh, that was slow through there. It's really easy to pick up a track limit penalty just on the exit of that last corner. So maybe he's trying a little bit too hard. Leads still about 3 seconds. But so far I've been happy with this race. It's been a little bit ugly in places. Some cornering has been a little bit loose or a little bit too quick into corners. But for the most part, considering the speed of this car as well, it's been an okay race on my behalf. Speaking too soon. But our lead is under 3 seconds now, as we consistently put in 1 minute 19 lap times. And Barry is in plain view. Look at that. We really hammer it out of that hairpin. Tyre wear's good. Can probably run on these mediums right up until the last lap or two. Yellow flag ahead, though it's just P16 having a rough time of it. But we need, what this does, no doubt Barry's looking at that delta just slowly shrinking. So to be putting a little bit of doubt into his head. He knows that we're the faster racer. You'd think he'd start being a little more cautious just with his track limit penalties. So no doubt there's a little bit of uncertainty creeping into the mind of Barry, but who knows what goes on in Barry's mind. As we come into the hairpin for what is this, the 13th time. Barry, we see ya. So that lead is down to about 1.3 seconds. So we've cut that down from 4 seconds, maybe more. A little bit risky on the on that curb there. Powering out on the curb is quite a dangerous notion. But I believe Barry will be getting worried, as we still hold that lap record, or the fastest lap. Obviously there's another set of pit stops to come, because you do need to use all the tyres in this race, so there will be a mandatory two stops. Still 119.3. And our lead, or Barry's lead, is under a second. And we're now just able to grab onto his toe now. As, a little bit wide, silly boy. We've got a bit of work to do again. So we were in his slipstream for a bit. But yeah, it's just a matter of just getting it together now. The silly little mistakes that's been made on that exact same spot have really hurt us. So I've still got the hard tyres to run on. I'm thinking that maybe around lap 18, the hards, because they're slower, you don't really want to run on them for too long. 2 laps, if you can get away with it, is plenty. And these tyres seem to be holding up okay. So I'd say maybe laps 17 or 18, we'll start thinking about coming in for our last set of tyres. Barry's lead is about to become, I believe, 1.5 seconds. So we're dragging him back in again. But we're just running out of lap times now. We've only got, well, there's 4.5, 5 laps to go, so just running out of distance. And Barry has been pretty clean now. He's stopped these track limit penalties that he was picking up. So he's got his act together. But he is there, he's in sight. And he's back under a second in front of us. And the beauty is, with the pressure comes fading tyres. So now is the real danger zone for both of us, really, as we're both really pushing hard. He's trying to stay in the lead, I'm trying to catch him. It is the dangerous sort of period where our tyres are starting to fade. And looky, looky, looky. Away goes Barry into the dirt, and first place is ours. Let's not look at him in the rear view for too long because we might end up off the track. So lap 16 we have the lead. And I'm thinking tyres already, just to stay fresh. We've got a little gap on Barry now, so we'll bring it in for tyres, I think. And surprise, surprise, Barry follows us in. Good boy. Toyota crew. We'll have some hard tyres, thanks. So 4 laps to run. We're finally in first place after chasing Barry for 3/4 of the race, basically. Just got a little ghosted lapped car there. P14, be nice for him just to get out of the way and just drive straight through him. This is Gran Turismo after all. But yeah, that lapped car couldn't keep up with us. We've literally left him in the dust. So it's just a matter of keeping it together now, not doing anything silly. And okay, we've just skipped ahead there. It was literally 3 laps of not much, and we actually put in a really fast lap on lap 19. We went 1 minute and 18.7 on hard tyres. That is a great lap time. We have a 2-second lead on Barry. He hasn't really made a charge at us. Actually, we've raced that well that he just hasn't had the opportunity to close up on us. So it's just a matter of sticking it on the track now as we pass more lapped vehicles. But with Barry right behind us, there's just not been the chance at all to relax, because he is pushing and he's done an okay job of it too. As we overtake P11, a lap down, unreal. But yeah, we've had to push, and this is gonna have to be a lap time of around 1 minute 19 again. I'm really happy with the consistency of these laps. They've consistently been 1 minute 19s. There's been the odd 1 minute 18, which is awesome, and the odd 1 minute 20, which, you know, you can have one of them every now and then. But there we go, first place, Nations Cup. That was the finishing order. Yeah, well done, Barry. But that's two in a row for me in the Nations Cup. Happy. But yeah, that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. It was lots of fun. That Red Bull track's a great one. So yeah, stay safe, and hopefully we'll see you again.